I'm speaking what I write through every season of my life through pens or even when I type it's never ceasing. It's my rights unless I'll keep it in my sight through every evening. In the lights I fight to put it on the page through completion of my days. Smiles, tears, enemies, friends through the happiness and fears, revelations in the bends. Till this life just comes to an end. The pen will hit the paper like the paper needs. The pen that I grip stutters as if it struggles with its breath, that it gets hugged and is clenched. Lowering its altitude, it comes from its lips and just spills across the page as it touches its tip. The function is this, to let it rain on the shit. From the pains of living, stain the page with rage which will give nourishment to flourish, flower courage within. And flow with color, spiral bound cages it's in. When the ink runs warm, it sketches its heaven, just to give its heart a comfort, setting to resting. Its message at present, enjoy all the presents life can give you when the sun is beating reflection in the tide of your life. The pen's reminder of strife with strong winds across the fault line when blinded by light. Sun shines in, tides take its light. Pen rides its penmanship and sails off in the night. Speaking what I write through every season of my life through pens or even when I type it's never ceasing. It's my rights unless I'll keep it in my sight through every evening. In the lights I fight to put it on the page through completion of my days. Smiles, tears, enemies, friends through the happiness and fears, revelations in the bends. Till this life just comes to an end. The pen will hit the paper like the paper needs. The pen comes in with an oncoming breeze. Ship travels north, enjoys the colors it leaves. Birds fly away, the sun slowly recedes. The ink runs with cooler thoughts, gets a chill when it bleeds. Colors it seen, crumble with ease. It's flourishing, it's bleeding, and its summer's a dream. Despite the clouds forming overhead, man, it seems the pink's torn pen's powering to burst at the seams. Burning its logs, see when it breathes. Fires inside, the weather's chilling the scene. The waters have sloped, the flow continues beneath. Bringing a new sheet of white the pen can touch with its feet. To start a new path, then comes a weeds. It's climbing in its altitude, it struggles to breathe. I loosen my grip, its also comes from its lips. I gasp but lisp, my pen stutters as if. We'll all right, y'all. We'll all right, y'all. We'll all right rap it right, y'all. We'll all right, y'all. We'll all right, y'all. We'll all right it right, y'all. We'll all right, y'all. We'll all right, y'all. We'll all right rap it right, y'all. We'll all right, y'all. We'll all right, y'all. We'll all right. Lives that we live, love that we give. Stress as adults, struggles as kids. Come together, fall apart through all that there is. Triumphs and Vegas traveled all with a pen. Lives that we live, love that we give. Stress as adults, struggles as kids. Come together, fall apart through all that there is. Our triumphs and Vegas traveled all with a pen, yo. Speaking what I write through every season of my life through pens or even when I type it's never ceasing. It's my rights unless I'll keep it in my sight through every evening. In the lights I fight to put it on the page through completion of my days. Smiles, tears, enemies, friends through the happiness and fears, revelations in the bends. Till this life just comes to an end. The pen will hit the paper like the paper needs the pen.
Sketch the Cataclysm. Performing live on Acoustic Thursday at Studio 51 on WNHH FM. What an honor to have you in the studio, sir.
Thank you for having me, Paul.
Armando Acevedo, a local underground hip-hop performer in our area for more than 2 decades.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel old?
Nah.
Just getting started.
Nah. It feels like a various string of eras.
Well, one thing I was watching you just now, I was thinking, how do you remember all that?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, like, how do you
drill it
remember
away.
so many words? Like,
I do like regular rehearsals, like every once in a while, where I try to run through like 2 hours of material just to make sure I remember things, and I'm consistently surprised at what I do remember.
Well, I'm wondering if someone has a profession like yours, if your brain gets used to remembering more. For most mortals, we couldn't hold that amount of,
Yeah, it's
like you don't miss a beat.
It's strange. I remember I had a band rehearsal, back in the day, and I was getting in a text conversation while I was in the middle of like running through a song. And my bass player was looking at me like weird, and I didn't even realize I was doing it. I was rhyming while sometimes you just, it just sticks in the brain.
Mm-hmm. So you have 2 main acts, right? You're a solo rapper.
Yep.
And you have a band, the 50x50s?
Yeah, it's my group with Dito 22. We both split music duties and performing duties.
So it's a duo.
Yeah.
And is that the same kind of music, or is it?
Kind of the same. We have similar tastes, and we always have. So it just kind of works together like that. He's one of the people that I have a shorthand with ideas. We rarely disagree with things, and sometimes we edge each other's ideas towards something like greater. I work with occasionally. I work with somebody named Mandy Moorhall, who's a performer in his own right and author, and I do some projects with him also.
And so that song was called.
That song is called "Seasons Through Pen's Ascension."
And what's it about?
I wrote this.
Paper to the pen.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's like about the travels a writer takes in their life, and I likened it to the same thing as starting to write on a page and taking the pen off.
So one thing I noticed so you're writing about writing, you're rapping about writing in that song. You know what struck me the most about it?
What's that?
Because when you're rapping, it's not just reading a poem.
No.
And the words mean something, and you're riffing, right? But the words have to sound, they're an instrument, right?
Yeah.
Isn't your voice an instrument? So a lot of what I was feeling in that song was the way the words hit me, almost like notes, rather than the plain text, the plain meaning of the words.
You have to think about your words like a drummer, but also, like the tone that you're using as well as like the notes that you're playing. So sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down, and then at the same time, the rhythm in which you are playing with the drum patterns beneath.
And then at one point you did the classic thing with the vinyl going back on the turntable, but you did that with your voice. It almost felt like you were improvising that one. Do you always do that there?
I always do it, yeah.
And what's the reason? Why do you do it yourself rather than actually having...
There's a old... I like to take things from like earliest eras of hip hop sometimes and sticking them into songs. And there's a whole we'll all write y'all kind of thing that they would do like in parties, but I'm talking about writing, so I said we'll all write. And if I could like pervert it in some way, it's entertaining.
And when did you write that song?
Man, I don't know, it must have been like 2008.
And you're still doing it?
Yeah. I tend to like pull from things that were just made and things that are like the earliest.
So you grew up, you told me, in Waterbury. You've lived in New Haven. You've been performing this area for 20 years. How'd you get into the whole hip-hop performing and writing game?
I mean, I always rapped. I used to have a public access television show when I was 14 until I was 22. Yeah.
Which Waterbury Public Access?
Waterbury Public
Access.
Access.
What was it called?
I had two shows. I had one that was called Fusion. It was a tape show that we would go out on location. Occasionally we'd be in studio. And then we had the live show, Hold Up and Analyze, that we would interview local people on it, kind of like you're doing right now. And we would have live ciphers on the air where people would rap.
You're saying we?
Yeah, the collective of people within each program, yeah.
And so, but what got you started? What made you think you always said I want to be a rapper?
I always
Did you have an original
to perform.
model? Somebody inspired you? A record you heard that
Not
blew your mind?
necessarily. I mean, the earliest thing I remember like recording on a boombox in my parents' house. I had my brother's boombox, and I would use the karaoke function on it to rap along with like LL Cool J songs back in the day, things like that. But inspiration comes from everywhere at this point, and I try to like translate it through hip hop.
Was it in your mind always? This is me. This is what I'm gonna be doing. Music's my thing.
I always wanted to perform like all together. I don't think I'm a good enough vocalist in the realm of like being a soul singer or something like that. But there's a lot of those thoughts and ideas that goes into.
Is it fair to say people underestimate that if you're not a soul singer or a lyrical singer, that
vocals aren't as good?
But the vocal, as you said, is an instrument. You got to think of it like a.
It's just a different way of using your instrument, and also the word count is very much higher than those songs tend to be as well.
How do you make the word count? You're not just filling the lines. I know you got a lot of internal rhyme, you got a lot of internal rhythm. You're filling up the spaces. How do you make that count?
Try to have impactful pauses.
So the pauses
make sure
matter
I'm
a lot.
saying something that connects with me, and hoping it connects with other people as well.
All right, so guess the Cataclysm. You got a new one for us, right? Or newish?
Newish.
Only heard once before. Where was this heard?
I only performed it once at the Barracks in East Haven. I did it one time. I brought this scroll with me for effect and for you'll see.
All right. So tell us the name of the song.
The song is called Put it all against everything today. It was supposed to be called Developments, and I accidentally titled it that.
All right, sketch the Cataclysm on WNHH FM's Acoustic Thursday at Studio 51.
All right. Let me do this for you.
Oh, you're going to read it off the scroll?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's fun. All right. You're like the old scribes. You got some kind of like
I try sometimes.
inspiration from
we'll see.
the heavens.
It's everything today. Put it all against everything today. Put it all against everything today. Put it all against everything today. Witness this birth taking steps in the fray, then gripping constant and ego at play. Cursive through logic, it all melts away. Put it all against everything today. Let me swim cursive to the hilt of bliss, taking the steps to raise a breath. Been punching a clock before I earned a fist. I tasted the knowledge for a solemn word. It burned my lips and served the hurt without a tourniquet. I learned what exists, what's permanent, what drifts, shifts. Taking a turn, what turns to dust. Determinate touch is a gift. I stumbled away, confronting afraid for firmament, adjusted to play through surfaces, earned and pertinent, spurned, discern the difference between bergamot and certain myths, not sophisticated yet with occurring. Kiss, no need for shrift or listless, we haven't arrived yet to look inside. What will I derive from life? What this gift is, surprise, the distance I'll drive, my kick mitts, my eyes will grip shit that my ancestors had never imagined. I leave a mark if even a fraction of a spark upon this pageant. Put it all against everything today. 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 Witness this birth taking steps in the fray, then gripping constant and ego at play. Cursive through logic, it all melts away. Put it all against everything today. 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 Witness this birth taking steps in the fray, then gripping constant and ego at play. Cursive through logic, it all melts away. Put it all against everything today. Without a launch, I want a space. Without a cost, I want a place. Without a loss, learn from the race. Don't wanna break, don't wanna break. Fuck it up, break. Give me the scrapes. Let me be torn asunder into waste. Watch me mold the wonder on that plate. At any rate, I wanna taste sour umami, whatever the case. Savor the silence with Solomon shade. Form an escape, forge with grace. Score on my torment and point in a place. Upon a break, up on a break. Up on the highest levels I can face. Weak in the stomach and knees gonna shake. Taking a leap, seeking escape. Seeking the wind to scream in my face. Fleeting, feeling, feeding freedom of fate. Or literate. Before the prank, before the bang, before I'm late. Maybe I'll turn that touch into a wake. Disperse in such an informative wave. Taking the current, never taking the cake. Ever since I learned it's a saying of racial falsification. Keeping the pace, keeping my rate, keeping the faith, keeping the focus will chief and amaze me. Keeping a hold of my feelings and patience. Still I'm in haste, still I'm awake, still I'm a soul while I'm leaving the cave. Hoping they heard of the grateful I came. I'm wanting to change, hope they're never the same. Put it all against everything today. 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 Witness this birth taking steps in the fray, then gripping constant and ego at play. Cursive through logic, it all melts away. Put it all against everything today. 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 Witness this birth taking steps in the fray, then gripping constant and ego at play. Cursive through logic, it all melts away. Put it all against everything today. Never been as petty as a lot of them. Even though I'm feeling they ain't fit to fix my moccasins, I gotta quit. No comp in this world, there's plenty oxygen. Gotta be comfortable in skin as if I sip the collagen. No amount of claps or even bottles tip could solve the sour shit inside or feel the funky hollowness. The ducks will probably return, or so the college kids' logic spits comment down. I'm telling me until I gotta grip, keep chomping to regurgitate through chopping lists without the somber thoughts upon the jotter. Shit's innocuous. It won't hurt unless it has to, screams the cognizance. No need for seeming spotless, rockin' honest as on my confidence. Sacrifice my being, least a lot of it. It serves me, but not about me. It makes a lot of sense, if not a single dollar shattered, pennies scattered in the bottomless pit of the forgotten shit. No wonder I'm self-conscious. All against everything today. Put it all against everything today. Put it all against everything today. Put it all against everything today. Witness this birth taking steps in the fray. Then gripping constant and ego at play. Cursive through logic, it all melts away. Put it all against everything today. 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 Witness this bird taking steps in the fray. Then gripping constant and ego at play. Cursive through logic, it all melts away. Put it all against everything today. What if this path I'm on's the worst path to take? What if I stop for a second just to catch my breath? What if I worked all day to feed my soul instead of earning a wage here and getting stressed? What if I went left? What if my car hadn't broke down? What if I actually ate right today? What if I got a degree in something they see as meaningful instead of theater? What if I shut up? What if I went away? Hop in the car as a shot in the dark, embracing the aimless, pressing the hypothetical to face what might be dangerous. Tested the limits, I let me diminish, now breaking cages, wanting to feel alive. Fuck if it's not painless, passing to see as strangers waving with their fleeting faces. Might as well be stalks swaying and breezes, praying the pressing forward helps me reach my estimation, reach my destination, the rest my left vexation. Everything today, put it all against everything today. Put it all against everything today. Put it all against everything today. Witness this birth taking steps in the fray, then gripping constant and ego at play. Cursive through logic, it all melts away. Put it all against everything today.
Put it all against everything today. That sketch, The Cataclysm, performing live on WNHH FM's Acoustic Thursday at Studio 51, a.k.a. the tiniest of all tiny desks. So that's a new piece. When did you finish that one?
It went on for a while. It took like about 6 months of starting and stopping. I got sent 4 beats by Mandy Moorhall, and I just decided to make them all one song.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like it needed to be that to me.
So tell me about the song. What are you aiming at with that?
Sometimes I do writing exercises that are just literally based on a writing prompt, and my writing prompt was using the name Piaget and turning that into something. And then I took Piaget's 4 stages of development and tried to translate that into different styles of writing, and the things I'm talking about exist within each frame of development.
How so? Tell me about that. Break it down.
Like,
and you wrote it on a scroll.
Yeah.
Why'd you write it on a scroll?
Because it feels like a scroll to me in my head. I talk about birth and taking steps, and the ego coming into form.
Yep.
And when logic gets introduced, and I put each of those things into the way. Well, I used it as inspiration for the way I wrote each verse of the song. Is 4 verses. The first one's kind of like scattered and everywhere and like playful, not like really locked into a beat. And then, they start taking steps and it's more rigidly in style. And then it's like, no, I got to break out onto my own thing now. Now I'm going to be my own person and get into that like Terrible Twos kind of thing. And then, you're venturing off into actually being like a person toward the...
So 4 stages of development, really?
Yeah.
Did you study Piaget or something? I never read the guy.
I did before that.
What do you mean?
Right before that. I mean, I had psychology class when I was in college, and it was touched upon.
But what brought it up here?
it's just something that popped in my brain.
So interesting.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes
you worked on it over 6 months, and your friend sent you the beats.
Yeah, he sent me 4 beats, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be just one song. Like, it's gonna be one song.
I don't know why I thought there were only 3. You had 4 separate
4
beats
movements,
in there.
yeah.
And those are original beats given
Yep.
to you by this guy.
Yep.
Because I was wondering, and how does that work? Because I noticed they had a different feel. Like the second feel, you got to a freer jazz. Was that sort of like when you're breaking convention? Am I reading too much into that?
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, some of it is guided by the beats, but that's what it spoke to me, you know?
So did the words come first or the beats?
The beats came first, and I just, that was the direction I wanted to go in.
And did the Piaget idea come before the
It just
beats?
connected. It was like, I thought of it, and it was like, oh, that connects to that idea. And then there was 4 pieces to it, and there's 4 stages of develop. It like all tied.
And where do we end up at the end of it?
Develop.
A fully developed human being.
Yeah. When you get into like the lyrics of the piece, you kind of see, like, you know, we're never really fully developed. We just keep changing and growing.
And how have you changed and grown and developed as a rapper? 21 years. Do you feel like your work has moved in a certain direction? Do you think you've evolved in a way that's different from when you started out doing the LA Cool J on the boombox?
I have elements of that still in there, but I kind of like reach out, branch out, try different things, you know? I'm always challenging myself when I do the stuff with Dito, the 50x50s things. There's a lot of theme to the work we do, or ideas behind it. Something in the mixing of the record might have something to do with the lyrics, like specifically, and the title might mean something else entirely, but it'll tie into the
Well, before we do one more song and let you go, tell me more about, we talked about before you came on, you have 2 full-time jobs. You do music full-time,
Yep.
and you work at a Big Y in...
I'm a night manager for Big Y
in
Simsbury.
And you're also in charge of DEI there or something?
I'm the co-lead for the employee resource group for DE&I.
And how's that going?
It's awesome. It's very rewarding. The night manager thing is like a way for me to touch like with everybody in the location.
Are you out on the floor a lot?
I'm always out on the floor. Yeah, I work in everybody's departments.
So you're standing for 8 hours?
Yeah, I try to help people out.
And what time do you get off?
Like 9:30.
And what do you do to unwind on the way back? What do you listen to?
Listening to podcasts and music the whole time. Sometimes I do a fully Instagram live, like rehearsal sessions while I'm driving.
Is that safe?
Yeah, I just leave the camera on. I leave the camera on me. I focus on driving, but I still go. It's a lot like that texting thing I was telling you about.
Yeah. That's kind of cool because when you think about how we are evolving and how we communicate with technology, I don't think it's surprising that you'll be...
Yeah, it's like having somebody
ways.
just watching in on you while you're driving home.
So tell me now what you got going. You have your solo work. You have an album coming up?
Yeah, we're working. Me and Dito put out Bruise on Fake 4 in December. And we're in the middle of another album called Loose Leaps that we're pretty far along, like 11 songs in or something like that. It might be the longest album I've ever worked on.
And then with your group 50x50s, you're also doing another?
Yeah, we're doing the Loose Leaves album.
Oh, that's Loose Leaves 50x50s.
Yep.
And is that also what Bruise was? Or is that
Yeah,
solo?
that was a Bruise one too. The Bruise was another 50x50s album, yeah.
And then you have a show coming up at Cafe 9.
Me and Dito are performing at Cafe 9 on the 18th, Tuesday the 18th, with our good friends Shrapnel. They're celebrating an album that's going to be coming out.
Are they punk, rap?
They're underground hip hop at its finest. They're great.
And what makes hip hop underground hip hop? What makes what
I
you
mean,
do?
lesser known, not mainstream, pretty much. I mean, but some of these guys are, becoming a mainstream.
So what happens if you break? What happens if everyone hears about you? You're not underground anymore.
I think it's just spirit, really. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, it's kind of just the spirit of it.
What makes it different from overground hip hop?
I mean, these days, like, you get a lot of weird artsy things happening in the mainstream as well. But I don't know, it's just under-recognized, I guess, would be the thing. And
how about the name
more left field?
Sketch the Cataclysm? How did you come up with that?
It's a sentence. I used to draw comic books when I was like super little, and someone called me while I was drawing a picture. I was sitting on my front steps, and they called me because I was drawing like trees or something, and I started writing it in the comic books, and then I thought I can't just be Sketch because there's probably like 45 sketches, and I learned, I have a good friend, Sketch 185 from Chicago. I knew I needed like more to it than that, and I was flipping the pages of a book one day, and came across the word Cataclysm, and I was like, oh, I could be sketched at Cataclysm. I could design something crazy.
How old are you?
Oh, I must have been like 12.
So you would just come, and that's how you came up with your name, and you transported that to the music.
Yeah.
Well, I've really enjoyed talking to you, getting a little bit, and hearing your work. Do you want to take us out with one more song?
Yeah. I'm gonna do a 50x50 song. This is called The Sound. The crowd has got me feeling open, and the vibe has got me right and focused, and the front and back, in fact, the whole way around. Know that when we come to rock, y'all can't mess with that sound. Dancehall is gonna know this, and he ain't leave it to the soaking. And the front and back, in fact, the whole way around. Know that when we come to rock, y'all can't mess with that sound. Sweating from the pressure, fire in his eyes, his sound selector. To now he's been denied, clashing with the champions. It's time to make it live. Drops a nil dub sound boy by his side, bringing fire to the dance hall. And just as it rose, DJ on the mic tears it down with a toast. Crowd is getting live, starts to grind, rock the boat. Broke up cats moving, lose their minds to the ghost. Rock the hopes, steady rock the rhythm till the other sound goes. Biggest DJ with them hitting all the right notes. Sound might be a victim of a dance hall killing, but he ain't gonna let him. Get him with the bass, chop it up with the tempo. Boost the sound louder when he drops a dub special. Satisfied eyes, sweat pouring when he lets go. Crowd is going while the other sounders going mental. Throwing up his hands as if he's pointing at us, speaking till he's seeing the selector who is grinning, smiling, devious and steady. In the sound as if he's ready in a treat. The people loving every minute, steady rocking to the beat, man. Crowd has got me feeling open, and the vibe has got me right and focused. And the front and back, in fact, the whole way around. Know that when we come to rock, y'all can't mess with the sound. Dancehall is gonna know this, and he ain't leave it to the soaking. And the front and back, in fact, the whole way around. Know that when we come to rock, y'all can mess with the sound. Competition's killing, heroes getting nervous. Gotta pull it out, let him see his purpose. Gotta take it higher as he bubbles to the surface. So we boost the fat bottom, puts his DJ to work. Drops a new plate to let him know we came prepared. Dubbin's got a breezy, put some movement up in there. The DJ got the people shouting, waving in the rear like lighter in the air. Now lighter in the air. Then he took him there. He's winning, getting love, confident, even scared. Selector is a touch that doesn't have an ounce of fear. As they go Duffy dub, a hero takes a hit, about to own the club. Won't let him get him, staring, smiling in his face as he drops the same rhythm on a far better plate. The crowd is bucking guns now and wilding in a place. A hero drops a siren, seals this competition's fate. Throwing up his hands as if he's pointing at us, speaking to the seat. The selector who is grinning, smiling, devious and studying the sound as if he's ready in a treat. The people loving every minute, steady rocking to the beat, man. Crowd has got me feeling open, and the vibe has got me right and focused. And the front and back, in fact, the whole way around. Know that when we come to rock, y'all can't mess with the sound. Dancehall is gonna know this, and he ain't leave it to the soaking. And the front and back, in fact, the whole way around. Know that when we come to rock, y'all can't mess with the sound. Crowd has got me feeling open, they ain't leaving to the soaking. Yeah. Dancehall is gonna know this, they ain't leaving to the soaking.
Sketch the Cataclysm. Thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having me, Paul.
It was really fun, and good luck. Everybody check out his albums on Fake 4. And,
yeah.
A second. It's playing raw here. Okay. Well, we'll figure that one out. Anyway, thanks for checking us out today. Check them out on Fake 4 Records, 50x50s, Sketch the Cataclysm. Tuesday, June 18th.
Yeah,
Cafe 9. It's going to be a night to remember. We're going to take it. Thanks to Harry Droz behind the controls. We're going to take it out with the Afro-Semitic Experience, performing I Wish I Knew How It'd Feel to Be Free from the group CD, A Plea for Peace. This is Paul Bass inviting you to fly free with us all day and all night long at WNHH, New Haven's home for community radio.